Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Rob, and today we're going to be reviewing the Bravus II 12D from Aperion Audio. If you've been in the market for a capable subwoofer, but you just don't want to spend more than $1,000, then stick around because this just might be the sub you've been looking for, and we'll get into it right after the intro. Alright, so the appropriate name for this sub is the Aperion Audio Bravus II 12D. But for the rest of this video, we're just going to refer to it as the Bravus 12D. Aperion Audio went with a dual 12-inch passive radiator design with aluminum cones, paired with a single active 12-inch downfiring aluminum cone driver. This driver is being powered by Aperion Audio's 650-watt RMS Class D amplifier, which seems to be a very conservative rating considering the amount of output that the Bravus 12D has. Dimensions for this sub are 17 inches tall, and of course that's with the feet on, by 15.5 inches wide, by 15.5 inches deep. The Bravus 12D also weighs in at 51 pounds, which is pretty hefty for a sub this size, and I think it gets a lot of its weight from the 1-inch thick HDF cabinet. Using HDF for the cabinet is really nice, and fairly uncommon to see in a sub at this price point. Most subs are made with MDF, which is perfectly fine, but making the move to HDF makes the cabinet much denser. This means the sub won't suffer from as much cabinet resonance, so we give a huge thumbs up to Aperion Audio for using HDF for their subwoofer cabinets. According to Aperion Audio's website, this sub's rated frequency response goes from 22 to 350 Hz, all within plus or minus 3 dB, which in my opinion is also very conservatively rated, because to me, and maybe it's just my room, but this sub seemed to dig much deeper than the rated 22 Hz. One thing we were very impressed with, and this goes for all of Aperion Audio's products that we've reviewed, is the excellent packaging their speakers come in. Instead of using normal bead styrofoam that can crack during shipping, Aperion Audio chose to use a very dense foam that doesn't just disintegrate if something hits it. This subwoofer had one of the best packaging jobs we've ever seen, and unboxing it was actually a really cool experience. The included velvet bag that the sub came in was also a really nice touch. Because of this great packaging, nothing was damaged in shipping, and the subwoofer made it to us in perfect condition. The included box of accessories comes with leveling floor spikes and spike pads, along with a set of rubber feet, a dust cloth, and a regular computer-style power cord. Moving around to the back of the Bravus 12D, we have the always on or auto off switch, a 0 to 180 degree phase switch, the crossover knob, which can be set between 40 and 120 Hz, the volume knob, left and right line level RCA inputs, a dedicated LFE input, speaker level inputs, a 115 volt to 220 volt AC power selection switch, a power on or off switch, and finally the AC power input for the included power cord. Taking a look at the rest of the subwoofer, we think Aperion Audio has done a great job with the looks of the Bravus 12D. In our opinion, it almost looks like a really high-end piece of furniture. It should blend easily into most decors, and the matte finish seems durable, easy to clean, and it's not reflective at all. So there should be no issues with the light bouncing off the sub onto your screen. Aperion Audio also included these really unique acoustically transparent speaker grills to cover the passive radiators on either side of the cabinet. These are held on with a regular pin and cup system, but we do feel like it would have been a nice touch if Aperion Audio had went with magnets to make removing the grills a little more convenient, but to Aperion Audio's credit, they do fit on nice and secure. When these are on, the sub has a really streamlined high-end look, but we like taking them off so we can show off Aperion Audio's logo on the aluminum cones. Now with all of that said, I think it's time to start listening to this sub. To test the sub with movies, we used the Aperion Audio Novus bookshelves and center channel, which we reviewed in a previous video, along with the Bravus 12D sub. We also tried the sub with other speakers like our Vandersteens and SVS Prime bookshelves, just to get a feel for how well the subwoofer blends with speakers from other brands. And the Bravus 12D sounded great with all of them. We've been using this combo to watch movies for the last couple of weeks, so we can objectively say that we have a pretty good understanding of exactly how these speakers sound. So far, all of the movies that we watched sounded great, But here are just a few that really stood out with this sub. Love and Monsters, Ready Player One, Fury, and The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies. For movies, honestly, we can sum up the performance of this sub with one word: incredible. The amount of output this sub has, it literally just blew me away. And I honestly don't know how a 20-inch cube sub can produce such low, chest-pounding bass, but somehow the engineers at Aperion Audio pulled it off. With that said, it's not a boomy, one-note sort of sound that often plagues lower-end subwoofers. The Bravus 12D proved itself to be very detailed and articulate throughout all of our tests. A lot of the output that this subwoofer has is thanks to its down-firing 12-inch driver. This transfers a lot more energy down into the floor that gives a very nice tactile feel similar to what you'd get from bass shakers. Of course, this effect works well because we have carpet over hardwood floors, but if you have concrete floors, you're probably not going to notice it nearly as much as we did. Anyway, moving on to music, the Bravus 12D continued to impress us with its tight, well-defined bass that blended with the Novus bookshelves and our other speakers seamlessly. Again, we noticed the same clean, powerful performance that reminded me of the better sealed subs that I've had the opportunity to listen to over the years, all with similar output to what you'd expect from a ported sub. This is a really amazing sub that I personally think could be used as a reference to compare other subs at this price point or even higher. Something else we noticed is the bass seemed to fill the room very evenly, similar to what you'd expect to get if you had dual subs. Now, of course, you won't get the extra output that you would with dual subs, but it should be a lot easier to place this sub in your room thanks to the dual passive radiators, meaning the bass energy actually has 3 points to disperse the sound throughout the room. Speaking of placement, you should try to locate the sub so it has room to breathe. Because of the dual passive radiators on each side, we recommend keeping them away from any obstructions like walls or couches if possible. Another topic that comes up a lot when we're looking at subwoofers with dual passive radiators is how they compare to other subwoofer designs. When talking about the vast majority of subwoofers, you're usually looking at either a sealed box or a ported box sub. Sealed boxes are known for giving you tight, articulate, and clean bass in a smaller box at the cost of efficiency, while ported box subwoofers give you a lot of output down to the tuned frequency of the port, but usually they're not as tight as a sealed box subwoofer. The Bravus 12D lies somewhere in the middle. It has the great clean output similar to what you'd get out of a sealed sub, but it also has the efficiency and low frequency extension of a ported sub. It has a really good blend of the two, and I would have to say it sounds a little more like a sealed sub in terms of the fidelity of the bass. We are always very happy with the sound quality and the output of the Bravus 12D throughout our test, and we're just honestly amazed at what you get for the price. And we'd even go as far as to say that it's really one of the top subwoofers to beat at the $1,000 price point. And we know this is a really big claim to make, but you really need to check out this sub just to see how capable it is. Now, with all of that said, there's a lot of factors that come into play when evaluating a sub, like the equipment you're using, your room, and obviously the type of bass you enjoy. That's why we always try to encourage our viewers to audition speakers in their own home environment. Aperion really makes this easy with their 30-day in-home trial period, so you can hear for yourself just how good this sub really is. And if you're not completely blown away like we are, you can just send it back for a full refund. If you're interested in checking out this subwoofer, we'll leave a link to it on Aperion Audio's website in the description below. We also want to give a huge thanks to Aperion Audio for sending over this Bravus II 12D subwoofer, and we really hope you guys enjoyed the review. If you have any questions or comments about the sub, go ahead and let us know down in the comments section below, and we'll do our best to answer it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our future content. And as always, have an awesome day.